Welcome to the 163rd Commencement Exercises of Hillsdale College. My name is Larry Arnn. We have here today the Chairman of the Board, Braille Broadbeck, the Vice Chairman of the Board, Pat Sajak, other members of the Board, including Cleves Delp, whose daughter is graduating today, and all you ladies and gentlemen, welcome. That was Bishop and Chaplain Peter Beckwith and Provost David Whalen that you just heard from, and I am the President of the college. As we meet here today, the world is changing very fast, and this reinforces the view that change is the only constant, that development replaces nature, that history replaces God. And yet this ceremony has been done 162 times before, every time like this one. The form of this ceremony is as old as the first universities in the 11th and 12th centuries. For almost 1,000 years, then, people have come here to do what we're going to do today. It is not accidental. It is chosen, intended. And when we human beings choose and intend anything serious for a long time, it is likely, we think, that it is blessed by something beyond history and change. We think it is blessed by nature and by providence. So we make the claim here today. So it has been made for 1,000 years. What is the purpose of the ceremony? There are 325 of them sitting there. We're going to pronounce them fit and ready to live fully human lives in intellect and character as nature intended. We think that means they are intended to be free to speak their minds, free to worship their Maker before whom they must stand, free to learn the things both moral and intellectual that are excellent and worthy, free to pursue those things according to their own conscience, free to seek the happiness that can only be found in these activities, free and required to stand up to the pleasures and the pains that will tempt them to do what they ought not, free to prepare themselves when they're young to do that. We say today, before the day is out, that they have done that and present them to the world with that claim from us. The ceremony takes its form from this nature, and also it takes its form from the need to recognize everyone who's made it happen. And there are three to be recognized. Begin with the parents of these seniors. We take great pride here in our relationship with the parents who send their children to us, and we return them back to them as adults. They come to us in droves on Parents' Weekend. How many are here today? How many parents are here today? Would you stand up for a minute, please? Do you feel completed or exhausted? We're more like you now than we were 4 years ago when you showed up here, because we feel exhausted now too by these two people. At Parents' Weekend, our faculty who sit there, I'm going to say a word about them in a minute, they take hours twice a year to meet with every parent that wants to meet with them, that any parent. They tend to be the parents of the students they have in class, but I know they answer emails from all of you whenever you send them. I do too. And we're, by our preparedness to forego certain revenues that come from Washington, D.C., we're able to talk to you about your student more freely than other places are. And we find a partnership with you. The word college, you know, means partnership. And these three groups that I'm naming, they are the component parts of the partnership. And whatever's happened that has led us to this place today, we've done that together. And we want you to know we remember that, and we're proud of you and grateful to know you. And I love to say, and I mean it when I say it, people always come up to me and they say, I want to thank you for what you've done for my son and my daughter. And I always say, couldn't break them with a stick after you've done what you've done. Then there are the faculty. 4 of them are retiring today. Ellen Justice Templeton, a French teacher who graduated from the college, has taught here for 44 years. Dan Sundahl, not here today, a literature teacher, has taught here for 30 years. Ryan Zeller, a math teacher, has taught here for 25 years. And Will Morrissey, a politics teacher, came here the same year I did, been here 15 years. And they stand for the others, 160 of them maybe, I can't remember how many we have, but all precious, and think what kind of people they are. They've all got 30 years of serious education. They've all given their lives to know something that's not very remunerative to know. Then they take all that knowledge, and they're all used, by the way, to being the smartest people around, in that academic way of being smart, which means patient with the details, but also able to grasp some big thing that's implicit in the details. They all have minds like that. That's why they're such a joy to know. That's why you learn whenever you're around them. You can't help it. And then they take these 18-year-olds, now 21-year-olds, who show up, and they give them all that. And that's their calling, that's their life's work. And they take enormous satisfaction from that, and they are irreplaceable and the best thing in the college, and I thank them. And then the third group that have made all this possible are, of course, the seniors themselves. Human beings are the kind of thing that are responsible for their own making. They contribute to it. The philosopher says they hear a little voice all the time telling them what they should do. And then they hear other things too. Something threatens pain, something promises pleasure, something promises an easy way, something promises that they can have something that really somebody else should have. And they hear both those voices all the time. And what they become depends on which one they listen to. Most of us listen to the better one most of the time. But you know, you don't get a serious education when you're 21 years old unless you do it an overwhelming majority of the time. There's a reason why we leave our backpacks around here all the time and nobody steals them. And the reason is represented by these seniors right here now. What are they like? A few months ago, Paul Ray, Professor Ray, sent Lorraine Ferguson to see me. I hadn't met her before. She's in this class, and she's won a national Greek translation competition. We're the best at Greek and Latin translation in the world. By the way, this senior class, actually there aren't that many seniors on the women's track team, but the women's track team comes second in the country. And the classics competition teams in Greek and Latin, they typically come first in the country. Means it's a flexible college. We have some range in us here. Also, the music is really good here. So Lorraine, she's a violinist and she's a classics translator. And I get in this conversation with her, and she wants to write about and learn about morality in the classical world and morality in the Christian world, early Christian world. And I know a little about that because one of my teachers wrote about that. And so I start talking to her, somebody who has some graduate education in those things, and I can't say anything she hadn't thought of. And then there's Joshua Benjamins, who wins national Latin competitions, and there's Garrett West off to Yale, and there's Ashley Wright off to Oxford, and there's Sam Rice-Camp, the outstanding senior man, fine and smart, and Shelley Peters, second in her family to be the outstanding senior woman. There's our stinking, resented valedictorian Matthew Sullivan. Who has defied me and outfoxed our faculty and graduated the 6th in 27 years with a 4.0. And if he weren't shorter than I would have kicked him when I saw him earlier today. And then there's the salutatorian, Bailey Lindner, who's about to go off and take the accounting exam and overcome what happened last year when one of the 60 best national scores on the CPA exam, was a Hillsdale College student, and she's promised to do better than that, just so Sullivan doesn't get all the praise around here. There's a sad thing. One of the finest young women any of us ever met was killed a year ago, August, in a car accident over by Monroe, Michigan, and would have been a member of this class. And we should remember her for just a second today. Her name was Brittany Ames. I would say of this class that I've never seen one so crowded at the top. We're so blessed here at Hillsdale. The kids are smart. Things go well. They go on to very great things. This year, it's hard to name them all that do something splendid in character and mind. And their consistent excellence is a marvel to me. And so I ask everybody to congratulate them on their splendid record here.